my mother was not born again, was not a Christian.
Yes.
So at some point when I'm in class 5, I moved to the city.
To be with your mom.
To be with my mom and to school from the city.
Yes.
At that point, my mother and my grandmother, my great-grandmother, were very close friends. So she would now come paying as a visit, and my mother was in the business world. So now at this point, I was seriously exposed to that.
Because
She would administer part of that treatment to us as we go to school.
how? Like words? Is it words or is it
Words,
actions?
and she would get your book. She would want to do some stuff to your pen. But now there was a conflict of interest in me because, again now, before I transited to be with my mother, my grandmother had begun to give me a Christian orientation. And here again, I'm finding myself in this exposure. So I'm growing in a world of conflict. Yes.
So tell me, so how is
And then my mother was not going to church. She was not a believer.
Yeah.
So she would take me out for clubbing.
Your mom?
Yeah. Let me tell you, it's a whole world altogether. She would take me out with her. You know, for me,
How old
when
were you?
that I'm now 11. At that
When you
time,
went out to the clubs with your mom?
yes, I'm 11, 12. And when children are told not to drink, it was my mom's pleasure. She would tell me, once you drink, when you will be old, when you mature up, you will not find it fun to drink. So
Drink
come
now.
on. Yeah, take
Tell
it.
me
What
you're
wine do you
joking.
want? What wine do you want? What spirits do you want to take? You know, those heavy wines, the vodka, the Amarula then was just the newest brand in the market. The
At
Tusker.
11?
Yeah.
So wait. Back me up a bit.
Yes.
So your grandmother
Has already
become a
given me
Christian
and given me a bit of
some foundation
foundation
of Christianity.
And at that point, when that foundation has just come in, I transit. I've been oriented to Sunday school a bit. Now I transit to the city, and I find a whole world again.
So tell me, how is it possible that your grandmom became a Christian in an environment where her mother is a witch doctor?
It's just the miraculous. That's how I can put it. But again, the other point at which the conviction came very strong is one of my uncles, an older brother to my mother, had given her life, had also become a Christian.
Okay.
And at this point, he even became an evangelist. And he had been set apart to be a Muslim imam. The orientation that my grandfather had given him was for him to be an imam. He would travel with him to Mombasa, and he had really given him a serious Islamic
teachings.
yeah,
and
in fact, his name today is a Reverend. He's Reverend Dr. Solomon. He's living currently in the U.S. His name was not originally Solomon. It was
Suleiman.
Yeah.
This is now your uncle.
Yes. Wow. So when he brought this Christian thing, it is what also he began to do an outreach to my grandmother. So it's at that point that my mother finds the reception to becoming a Christian.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so now let's go back to you're 11.
Yes.
Your mother is young, obviously.
Yes. Yeah.
And she wants
She's
to have
having
a good
fun,
time.
and she doesn't want to leave her son.
No.
So after school, she's going out with me, and I'm taken to all manner of clubs in the country, and I'm exposed to all that.
Did you feel it was odd or it was normal?
I was having, I'm still discovering at that age. So I'm having a bit of fun, and at the same time, I'm having a conflict because of the orientation of the Sunday school. And so I remember like when Kofi Olomide came to Kenya, I was booked on the VIP.
Oh, what?
And I sat with the dancers. I think I had those pictures sometimes. I don't know where they are. Yes, and you know, it was an
A
interesting.
12-year-old with Kofi Olomide,
Yes,
dancers.
yeah, that was the exposure.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
So,
and listening to all this Madilu system and all this Congolese and all this reggae, a bit, it almost got me a bit. It almost carried me a bit.
So-
So I was in between.
Yes.
But I thank God again because I had an auntie. I had an auntie who was a believer and was living in the same town with us. Today she's a member of our church. She would come for me because we would not go to church on Sunday morning. So she would get to come to pick me. It's because she had also become a Christian. She would come for me.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
as she would come for me, she would take me to church. But we've just come in the morning on a
Yeah.
Saturday morning, Sunday morning
You're-
at 4 a.m.
you're hungover.
I'm still having some of that sleep mode hangover. And then when I go to this church, I found this bishop who was preaching, and he would say, "This young man looks like a preacher," because now my aunt would put me on suits.
How old were you this time?
Now I'm around 11, I'm in class 7, 8. Yeah.
So in a suit, hangovered to death
Yeah, and
in the sanctuary.
yeah, I would go there, just like the way we are singing.
And
And that transpose of the morning